Oh yeah, oh well.
Yeah, what up though, bro?
What's up, man? You know, there's a lot of stuff going on in the culture right now.
Yeah.
But I want to take a little history lesson. We're gonna go back in time a little bit.
Back in time.
Grind time.
In the day, grind time. Wow.
You was damn near the face of the league, pretty much.
Yeah, at one point.
Yeah.
Grind time had its little factors. It had the little East Coast, it had the down South, it had the West Coast, it had the little Midwest shit. So for like the East, yeah, I was one of the faces. Me, Cortez, Hollow, DNA, Conceited. A couple people.
All-star list already.
Right. So you smack what you seeing now is just like a revision of what we had already. You know what I mean?
Because I was gonna get to that as well. So, you know, looking back at it now, like what was actually like the cause of, you know, the grind time to phase out? Like, was it URL coming, pushing? Was it politics? Was it?
Let me be honest. I kind of think URL played a big part.
Okay.
I kind of think that the rise of URL, like URL, had an undeniable following. You know, Grind Time did that first too. You know what I mean? But Grind Time, I think the divisions. I think it was too many divisions in Grind Time.
Okay.
Like for instance, you see how URL do when they. URL is URL. Whenever they do a West Coast event, they all fly their ass out to the West Coast. They do an event. They do it down south. They fly their ass down south. They don't have a West URL West.
Yeah, URL
They don't
East.
have URL East. They don't have URL Midwest or URL South.
Yeah. So you think the separation?
Because it became a case of too many chiefs, no Indians. You understand me? Everybody want to be a boss. Everybody trying to be the boss.
Yeah.
And nobody want to take orders from this person over here, or man, he out there west, he don't know what we doing down south. Like, so when it came to them linking up and doing their meetings and trying to put everything on the table, there was a lot of head bumping and clashing. So I think ultimately, and then in the midst of all that going on, you got URL
Pushing your climate, okay.
You know what I mean? So naturally, the people is gonna go where they see is prospering.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And URL at the time was prospering crazy, and Grind Time they was trying to hold on. They held on for a couple years.
Yeah, they did.
And then, you know, all the good matchups started coming from URL. So everybody gravitated over there.
So it was never no beef or any ill will between.
No. Not really.
Okay.
No. I mean, there was little snickerings back and forth.
Yeah, but just like competition
Shit.
Okay.
It's sort of like shit you hear now between KOTD and you know, what RB and URL be seeming like they got real actual beef.
Yeah.
Like niggas is gang banging with battle leagues and shit.
Red versus blue for real.
Yeah, for real. But it's no different from the Grind Time URL shit was nothing different than KOTD and URL now. Like little competition shit here and there, you know, the little shots here and there going back and forth, but overall it wasn't nothing.
It wasn't nothing.
Yeah, not crazy.
And as far as you and URL, because you know I know you guys like a little shaky patch, but it was never nothing from you. Because like I said, you was pretty much the face of Grind Time and things like that. So did you ever feel like they don't want to get this guy here, Grind Time rapper?
At one time, yeah, I felt like they was trying to. I felt like I was being set up by URL when my first URL battle was over at. And I even got it was even admitted to me that because you know I was booked with Young Cannon first, and then 2 weeks before the battle they switched it. Like, I got a fuckery. My history with URL started off on some bullshit. You know what I mean?
So you got locked in with O-Red and then two
I got locked in with Young Cannon.
I'm sorry, Young Cannon, and then 2 weeks before.
Yeah, this when Norbs was fucking with them. So Norbs had called me first for Young Cannon.
Yeah.
And I had wrote. I had 2 rounds and a half. I was just about to put the finishing touches on the third. And then they called me and said, yo, you got O-Red now.
Sheesh, man. And you pretty much already had most of your joint.
I keep it all the way real with you, right? O-Red. When I went to my O-Red battle, I had 5 rounds prepared for the nigga. because I had 2 rounds from. I tried to cheat. I tried to take the round I wrote for Young Cannon and revise it real quick and put Old Red name in everywhere I could fit it in. Take Young Cannon out. All the shit that I had tailored for Young Cannon, I was trying to see if I could fit it to Red, but you know, they 2 totally different. One light skin, one dark skin. You know what I mean? It was just like, damn, how I'm gonna do this? So I wound up writing extra bars for Red, and then just wound up being a whole 2 another rounds.
Oh, something else.
So one of the rounds for Young Cannon, like for instance, remember that
history lesson, boy.
I had, cause right after I did Old Red, they wound up giving me Young Cannon again.
So it's like,
so I wound up being able to use some of the Young Cannon bars I originally wrote again anyway, but some of them went into my Old Red bars. You know what I mean? So just revised a little bit.
So now when all this is going on, obviously, like you about to battle Old Red, you know, they call you 2 weeks, you're like, they fucking with me, so in the back of your head?
Yeah, because at that time, this when the talk was going on, like they was calling me, like everybody was calling me Mr. Grind Time at the time.
And how long ago was this after Grind Time had like stopped?
Nah, Grind Time was
still going.
Okay,
got you.
Grind Time was still going at the time when I battled Old Red. It wasn't even, it was still popping too.
I remember the last thing they did was like some felon fights or something like that.
I don't even know what happened. Grind Time did be. Last time I seen Grind Time event, they had every man from they self battle. It was like 4 people.
A Royal Rumble type shit?
Yeah. They did some shit like 4 and everybody was battling each other.
Every man for himself.
Yeah, every man for themselves. So it was just like, but you know, you gonna have to interview Mad Ills. You want to find out what's going on with that.
That's definitely one. That's
you know
definitely
what I mean?
one.
Mad Ills is one of the directors, another one. You know what I mean?
That's another one. 4
get an interview
like
from them niggas. You want to find because they can ultimately tell you what happened at the end with Grind Time. Like I really don't recall all the ins and outs. Okay. I just remember.
Next, you know, I've always had that question too. Like, was there any beef between the leagues and da? But that's good to hear.
Snickering. Nothing concrete, my nigga. Nothing to the point where niggas hate each other now.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Nothing where you can see Beasley and Mad Ills and direct in the same room.
Yeah, chilling.
You may not see Beasley and ARP. You know what I mean? Like, it's nothing like that. You know what I mean?
100%. With the leagues and all that. You can't really answer. I mean, we can't really answer it. But do you think there's some way to save it? You know, for like, you know, a couple years ago, everybody, you know, it comes up every year.
I can't stand it, bro. I hate that URL and RBE got this big ass. Like, competition is healthy, especially for this.
Yes.
But when y'all get to the point where there's lawsuits on the table,
I agree. Court case too much.
Y'all niggas is fucking sabotaging each other's events. And not saying that happened, but you know it's the talk. You know what I mean? They throwing events on the same day and you know what I mean?
Blocking battles.
Battles and
it's a lot. It's a lot.
It's a lot. See, I ain't never worry about that during Grind Time. We ain't never had to worry about a battle getting blocked. You know what I mean?
It was a different time.
It was a different time. Niggas just rocked out. The only thing I can say that URL did was, you know, Grind Time ultimately, the first URL event headline was originally a Grind Time book battle. Rest in peace, my brother PH. He booked it, and it was T-Rex and Math. And it was originally supposed to be on Grind Time. But something happened with the contracts and with the money. I don't even know the story fully behind that. You can get Rex in here, he can tell you. But URL came and swooped it up. Sit Math and Rex new contracts, and they had swag at the time. We were paying them more, so they went over there. And that was the headline for URL first event.
Joint. So now, do you think that was a catalyst, though? Like, say you got somebody like Rex?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
So now we got
I believe that if PH never booked that battle, not saying URL wouldn't have started, but it wouldn't have started then.
Okay,
it would have probably took a little bit more time.
Yeah, and that's a great way to start. Like, so you got Rex.
Because the battle was already being spoken about, and everybody knew it was booked and coming up. Everybody know they was already promoting the shit. So when it fell through, and nigga was like, oh, it ain't gonna happen. That was Grind Time I mean, that was URL's golden goose right there. Oh, let me swoop in and grab that right now. Oh, there go our first event right there. We got Math and Rex. And it was, everybody was already talking about it. Because Grindtime was already promoting. You know what I mean? So it was the talk of the town already. So when Grindtime dropped the ball and they picked it up, the fans were still invested. You feel me?
And that makes it makes sense. It makes sense.
So it ain't like we ever had time to be like, damn, it's not gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen. Yeah.
We was still like, yes, it's going down. Oh wait, Grindtime. Oh, you around gonna do it? All right, fuck it, it's gonna happen.
I do it. Man,
right. So they came at a perfect time, and PH started that bubble, that wave of Rex and Math. He started the promotion on that.
History lessons.
Right.
And plus, y'all were outside back then.
And then, you know, I ain't gonna say started, but you know, the original start, if you really want to be real, Smack kind of started the Rex and rivalry from the Smack DVD era when Math battled Dosey. I'm supposed to battle T-Rex, but he was scared.
Yeah, he was.
So that, since then, there's been shit in the air that Math and Rex should battle.
Yeah.
But they never. Right, so finally PH booked it. So it was like, oh shit, what? Yo, that's gonna be crazy. And then it fell through, and then oops, URL got it. So that's.
Man. And Lions Den was
Lux.
Yeah,
That's the Harlem.
but during Grindtime's peak, Lions Den wasn't.
Well.
It was like
it
was there, but it wasn't like.
Yeah, Lions Den was the hood. That was the local get together of MCs.
Okay.
That's why I looked at Lions. It was the Den. It was the Lions.
So it wasn't as how can I say?
It didn't feel like a Grindtime event. It felt like more of a collective of niggas from the hood, underground, getting together and throwing a little backyard brawl or something. Grindtime was more of an event, lights, cameras, stages, lapel mics, and all that. We ain't have all that at Lions. You just had to speak. You had to project. You know what I mean? The room would hear you. Normally the room was small, something like this or smaller. And you know, you get loud enough, people hear you, and that's what they relied on in Lions, and your skills.
Den of Lions, you know, you better come kill.
Den of Lions, baby. That's what that was, man. Simba walking around. You know what I mean? Mufasa.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Teach him.